Hello, good day everyone, especially to our professor, Dr. Corazon B. Floresca. In this course, Med 300, Concept Paper Writing, we are the Group 2. Almera C. Mendoza, Robelin B. Donato, Ronalyn O. Suan, Rhona S. Batucal, Nida B. Faeldonia, and GELLI M. Gomonit. And we are the researcher. Welcome to our presentation. The title is Causes of Absenteeism Among Grade 2 Pupils of DATU GUIABAR Pilot School. And now, let us proceed to Chapter 1. The background of the study. Absenteeism is the habitual or intentional failure from going to school. Absenteeism in school is the habit of staying away from school without providing a genuine or inner reason for not attending classes. It is a truant behavior that negatively affects the performance among pupils. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, means chronic absence. And the context of the school, it is the habitual or intentional failure from going to school. It cannot be denied that every now and then pupils may miss some school activities and lessons. But it becomes a problem if the student will be away from school for many days. Going to school regularly is a crucial important for a school the education of social skills. Chronic absentee is placed at this disadvantage both social and academically. They miss out on critical stages of school interaction and development with their peers and at the same time impacts negatively on their academic progress. This can result to low self-esteem, social isolation, and dissatisfaction that could well have precipitated non-attendance, precipitated non-attendance in the first place. And now let us proceed to the statement of the problem. This study aimed to determine the causes of absenteeism among the grade 2 pupils of DATU GUIABAR Pilot School. Especially, it sought to answer the following questions. First, what are the common causes why pupils are absent from their classes? Second, which among these causes is the most prevalent? Third, what strategies can be proposed to minimize, if not totally eradicate, absenteeism? The significance of this study would motivate pupils, parents, teachers, and administrators to determine the causes of absenteeism among the grade 2 pupils of DATU GUIABAR Pilot School. To the pupils, this study will help convince pupils to attend their class regularly since this will provide them factual information about the benefits that they can acquire in attending school and the possible effects of being them absent in classes. To the parents, this study will help them in understanding their children, and they can also involve in the planning and implementing of plans to improve their children's classroom attendance. And here are the review of related literature. A major problem facing school is how to effectively deal with student absenteeism and truancy, according to the Socio et al. 2007. When a student has not attended school for a long period of time or frequently misses school, they are classified as truant. These students forego opportunities to learn. When a student does not come to school for a lengthy period of time, one may assume These students are learning elsewhere, but unfortunately, in most circumstances, this is not the case. RI Kids Count 2007. Students start chanting in primary school and often continue through secondary school and so on. Read 2005. Student absenteeism and truancy have become a large problem with students today and receive little attention due to the abundance of other issues and priorities that social workers and other service agencies are faced with. Paisley, 2004. Absenteeism is a period of time when a student does not attend school. According to Tesley 2004, students who do not attend school will generally fall behind their classmates in their academic success. Ford and Stapan 1996. They have fewer opportunities to learn the materials that will help them to succeed. Epstein and Seldon 2002. The focus of the student absenteeism range, schooling until adolescent years, Ford Stapham 1996. And collaborative services have suffered for a number of reasons. National aims and objectives for services need to be agreed upon and staff working in education, social work, and other services should be operating at the same level. Workloads for services agencies are notorious for being high, which may be a factor to why many of these interventions are not happening early on Read 2003. Within each state, laws regarding truancy are in effect, but often national trends do not reflect local policy, according to Tesley 2004. There are short-term consequences to students' absence from school, such as falling behind in school work, low education success, poor social skills and isolations from friends, and longer-term consequences related to jobless and lowered income. Not only are there educational consequences, but legal consequences such as juvenile delinquency, alcohol and drug use, and sexual promiscuity at illegal ages, according to Tesley 2004. And this is the conceptual framework of this study. One major barrier to learning faced by students and teachers in school today is lack of consistent attendance in classrooms. Regular attendance and punctuality in school are some of the best qualities beyond reproach. Much of the lessons, time, and wealth will be saved if these virtues will be carried out to the daily routine of every individual. The said qualities will compass positive action in all facets of life struggle. The diagram below illustrates how the two variables were treated to determine the causes of absenteeism of pupils and identifying which causes are most prevalent and find solutions and remedies to lessen absenteeism among pupils. First, the independent variables outcome. Causes of absenteeism which are most prevalent and suggested remedies that will help lessen absenteeism. The dependent variable causes of absenteeism among grade 2 pupils. First, we need to consider their physical factors. Second, their health problems, personal attitudes, family or related issues, teacher-related reasons, classrooms or school atmosphere. Here are the definition of terms. The following terms are defined operationally to facilitate better understanding of the presentation and discussions. Absenteeism, the practice of regularly staying away from work or school without good reason. Attitudes, a settled way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, typically one that is reflected in a person's behavior. Community, a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristics in common. Eradicate, to do away with as completely as if by pulling up their roots. School atmosphere, the spirit that is brought in and out, and teachers alike, is important to a child's education. And now let us proceed to chapter 2, the research design. This study will be used the descriptive survey method. A questionnaire will be used to determine the causes of absenteeism among the pupils where they rated its situation, reason, causes presented. All the data gathered from the respondents will be organized, tallied, tabulated, and presented in tables. Frequency counts, percentage, weight values, and weighted mean were used in the analysis and interpretation of data. The locale of this study. This study will be conducted at DATU Pilot School, located in Barangay Poblacion, Municipality of Calamansi, Province of Sultan Kudarat. The respondent of the study. The respondent of this study are the grade 2 pupils and teachers of Datu Pilot School. Data gathering procedures. A survey questionnaire was used to determine the extent of student absenteeism among the grade 2 pupils. The responses of the pupils were analyzed using a 5-point Likert scale with the following equivalent. Here are the procedure in gathering procedures: the numerical rating, the qualitative rating, and descriptive interpretation. The numerical rating, the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And here is the equivalent, the qualitative rating. If 5, it is always. Under descriptive interpretation is respondent always considers the given situation as a reason of student absenteeism. 4. Often, respondent often consider the given situation as a reason of this absence. 3. Sometimes, respondents sometimes consider the given situation as a reason of student absenteeism. 2. Seldom. Respondent seldom considers the given situation as a reason of student absenteeism. 1. Never. Respondent never consider the given situation of a reason of student absenteeism. Here are the instrumentation and measures. The questionnaires is the main instrument used in the study. Along this line are revised rating scales process of Abdullah 2016 will be used to determine and construe the perceptions of the respondents regarding the reasons of absenteeism among pupils. The scale will be the basis to interpret the obtained weighted mean for each causes or reason of absenteeism of pupils. Range verbal description. If 4.50 to 5, it is very high. 2.50 to 3.49, it is fair. 3.50 to 4.49, it is high. 1.50 to 2.49 is low. And 0 to 1.49, it is very low. Proposed timeline. This concept paper is expected to be completed within 10 weeks, with the following duration allocated for each phase of the research project. Proposed timeline. In phase 1, it is the conceptualization and research design. Week 1 to 3. On week 1, we finalize research title and refine research questions, develop a detailed literature review outlining existing research on absenteeism in primary school settings, especially focusing And week two, determining the research methodology. It is a qualitative or quantitative or mixed methods. Define the target population and sample size. Develop data collection instrument. Surveys, interviews, observations. Obtain necessary ethical approvals. In week three, pilot test data collection, instrument and refine as needed. On week 4 to 5, administer surveys, conduct interviews, or perform observations. Ensure data quality and address any logistical challenges. Week 6 to 7, analyze collected data using appropriate statistical or qualitative analysis techniques. Identify key trends and patterns related to absenteeism causes. Week 8. Draft the concept paper, including an introduction, literature, review, methodology, results, discussions, and inclusions. On week 9, review and revise the draft based on feedback from peers or supervisors. Focus on strengthening the argument and enhancing clarity. And week 10, finalize the concept paper, ensuring all sections are complete and cohesive. Prepare for submissions. And here are the proposed budget plan. This budget plan assumes that the study, well conducted over a 2 to 3 month period, including planning, data collection, analysis, and writing. The amounts can be adjusted based on local prices and funding availability. Proposed budget plan, item description and estimated cost in peso. In transportation, travel to and from DATU pilot schools for data gathering, interview service, and etc. cost 1,500 pesos. Printing and photocopying, survey questionnaires, consent forms, letters, and final paper drafts cost 1,500 pesos. Our communication expenses, the load, data for coordinating with teachers, parents, advisors, or local authorities is 500 pesos. Supplies and materials, pens, folders, envelopes, notebooks, clipboards, and etc. is 1,000 pesos. Snacks for respondents, light snacks for participants, pupils, teachers, parents during focus group interviews is 1,200. The contingency, unforeseen expenses, approx 10% of total budget is 800 pesos. Documentation, printing of photos or certificates for research records amounting to 500 pesos. Data analysis assistance, optional token or fee for some helping with data tabulation and analysis is 2,000 pesos. Binding and final report, binding copies of final concept research paper is 1,000 pesos. And the total estimated cost is 10,000 pesos. And the references, Mercy alarming causes of absenteeism among grade 6 students of Sapoti Elementary School, school year 2010 to 2011. Abdullah Samsudin, PhD, the effects of student absenteeism on academic performance, basis for developing intervention program. Leslie ML 2004, absenteeism and truancy, rest protection, and best practice implication for school social workers, children, and schools 26 to 117 to 127. Zhang, Zhang and 2003 links between school absenteeism and child poverty, electronic version, pastoral care, 10 to 17 Goldstein, Jeffrey S. Lethal, Stephen G. Akin Little, Key, Angelic Absenteeism, a review of literature and school psychology rule. California School Psychologist, Volume 8, page 127 to 139, 2003. Obrador Joel, Absenteeism, Determinants and Effects to the Students and Individual, Learning of Bayapa National High School. So that's all the presentation of the group 2. If there are questions, we are open to. That's all.